Hey guys, what is going on? Sleeping Knight 77, aka Kyle, and welcome to my trick room. We are here for week 3 of the APA, and I do apologize if this video is going up late. I kind of had some personal issues I've been going through, and I haven't really been close to my computer all week. So, if this video is up a little bit late, I do apologize, but this is week 3. We are going up against the South Florida Bulus and LynxForte. And he is a very scary team, but one that I feel that I can manage. This was, again, going over my teams. This was kind of, in the first 5 weeks, this was the team that I felt that I could beat the most. So, we're going to put that theory to the test right now. We have Mega Pidgeot, Manaphy, Necrozma. We got that Alolan Marowak, Cradilly, and the Trio. And Lynx is rocking out with the Milotic, Scizor, Kecleon, Zoroark, Tornadus, and Victini. Mega Pidgeot is obviously Mega. Manaphy is Tail Glow plus 3 attacks. Necrozma is Autotomize and Photon Geyser plus 2 attacks. I think it was Earth Power and Flash Cannon. I forget. Alolan Marowak is rocking the Thick Club this week, and it is rocking out with Flare Blitz and Earthquake and stuff like that. Cradilly is Stealth Rock defensive, and Dugtrio is Trapping offensive. So I decided to lead off with Mega Pidgeot here. He decides to lead off with Milotic just because he feels that it's his best defensive wall. I lead with Mega Pidgeot because I know I can U-turn out with anything, or with on anything barring a Scarf. So I lead off with Stone Edge Ink, and I'm just going to U-turn out right into the Manaphy here, thinking that he can't really do anything to me, whether I'm a Manaphy or not. If he does go for Scald, if he does burn me, that's a little unfortunate, but not too much. But he decides that he's actually going to Toxic me, which very much surprised me on turn 1, because I thought that he was going to definitely Scald, but oh well. So I have a Toxic Manaphy in front of me, and I know that this thing is Dragon Tail because people like to run phasing moves against me. So I know that this thing is Dragon Tail, but I wanted to test that theory, so I was just going to go for a Tail Glow, and I wasn't going to take toxic damage should he actually hit and phase me out. If he doesn't hit and phase me out, then that is great, because that means I am +3 and I can fire off an Energy Ball on this thing for free. But he does hit Dragon Tail and he does phase me out right into the Necrozma. Now he's very scared here. Obviously it's a Necrozma, and he saw what Necrozma did to him during the P4G, so he is going to switch out here, and I am just going to be able to set up the Autotomize if I really wanted to, but I decided to go for a Photon Geyser here just to see how much damage it would have done to the Milotic. But this Kecleon is very specially defensive, and it doesn't even take half from the Photon Geyser, which is a little unfortunate, I'm not going to lie, but it does mean that I am going to switch out. I was praying that he didn't have Pursuit, but I just go into Dilly Dilly here, the Cradilly, and he decides to set up his rocks. I could have like Earth Powered or something. I could have gone for another one, but I know that these things like to run Sucker Punch and Shadow Sneak, so I wasn't going to risk that. But he does have rocks on the field. He is going to withdraw his Kecleon, as I am going to set up my own rocks here, and both of us have our ceremonial exchanging of rocks about like 5 turns into the battle. So he does send out the Scizor. Scizor is very scary. Kind of my middle ground play here was Manaphy, because I didn't know what he wanted to do, but he does decide to knock off here, which is very scary for me. And look at that damage. I do find out he is Life Orb here, and obviously I'm poisoned, so if he does have Bullet Punch, he can take me out, but he is going to just withdraw here. I am going to fire off a Scald, and with the poison damage, and even if this thing does get burned, I am going to go down here. I kind of accepted that with Manaphy as soon as the knockoff happened, but I do pick up a burn here, and Manaphy actually does do something instead of just dying. But it is kind of unfortunate the way that the Manaphy went down, but just kind of something to look for in future weeks. I wasn't expecting knockoff on the scissor, that is for sure, but I am stuck at 2 HP. He is going to Shadow Sneak, and it is going to take out the Manaphy here. And I am going to go back into my Greedilly here, and no matter what this thing wanted to do, I was going to kill it, so I do send out the Greedilly here. I'm just going to go for the Earth Power, as it is going to take it out. And I do have leftovers, so I am going to be close to full. I'd actually go for the Giga Drain here. I forget I had that on the set. Oh well. So I go for the Giga Drain here with the leftovers. I'm going to be close to full. I'm highly expecting Scizor here, but I know I can take one Bullet Punch. So I'm going to take the opportunity to Earth Power. Sorry, I'm going to take the opportunity to Synthesis. And he sets up a Sword Stance, and I'm like, okay, that's not good. That's really not good. I Synthesis, and my HP is full. And now I'm kind of forced to go for Earth Powers because I don't really have a switch into this thing. So he does Sword Stance again. I'm going for the Earth Power right here. And it does not as much as I would have liked. And it doesn't get a special defense drop. And he goes for another Sword Stance. So he is now +6, Life Orbed. And I go for the Earth Power here. And I do get the special defense drop here. Last turn, that would have been great, but I do get it this turn. He does go for the Bullet Punch here, proving that he kind of doesn't have Roost. I feel like he would have gone for it there, but he does have the Life Orb, again, that is going to bring him down to the red, and I'm going to send out my Dugtrio. My Dugtrio is the one thing that has a priority move. I do click Sucker Punch, and luckily he does not have Roost on his set, and doesn't go for another Sword Stance. And the Scizor is down. And he does send out Manaphy. He does send out my Lodic here, which is a good play on his part because I can't touch my Lodic, not at the HP it's at. So I'm going to send out the Mega Pidgeot. It is going to take the Stealth Rock damage and the Scald. And I'm praying, please don't get burned, please don't get burned, please don't get burned. Doesn't get burned. Cool, I can fire off a Hurricane. Please get me Confusion. And I know that Hurricane's going to do a decent chunk. It's going to do about half. It's going to do about 40%, 30-40%, which is fine. It's good damage. I want to get this thing damaged, and I live on 5 and I don't get burned from the Scald. So I'm able to fire off another Hurricane, maybe get a Confusion this time, maybe get him to waste a Recover. And I'm thinking, okay, now I'm in a good spot because I lived on 5. It does take him down to the red. He does fire off a Recover, and things are looking kind of pretty here for us right now. He does get a little bit more leftovers recovery, but I am able to fire off another Hurricane. So I do Hurricane here, and this time I actually do get the Confusion. So now I'm hoping that maybe he gets confused, maybe he does hurt himself, but unfortunately he doesn't. Scald goes off and is going to kill my Mega Pidgeot, but this does allow me to go back into Dugtrio and fire off an Earthquake. Now I know it is kind of a roll at this point because this is very defensive, my Lodic, but I trust Dugtrio enough. I think it was more of a roll in my favor. So I do fire off the Earthquake. The Earthquake is going to take out my Lodic, and we're sitting kind of pretty right now at a 3-3. He has Zoroark, Victini, and Tornadus left, as he does send out, in air quotes here, Victini. You can see from the rocks damage that is not a Victini, that is Zoroark. It was about a 37 to 40% chance to kill Zoroark there, but that was a chance that I had to take at that point, because I couldn't switch anything into the Zoroark. I didn't want it setting up, so I just went for the Earthquake, and it does happen to take it out. This is defensive Tornadus, and I am Jolly, so I was able to outspeed the Tornadus, as he does just U-turn. I do hit the Stone Edge for once in my life. I hit a Stone Edge, and that means that he's just going to U-turn out into Victini, into the actual Victini. He is not Scarf Victini, I do get the Earthquake. It does take out the Victini. The Tornadus comes in on rocks and faints. And Doug Trio picks up 4, Cradilly picks up 2, and your Montreal 2 Canadians have a 1 in the win column, baby. Finally, 3 weeks in, we get that first win. Feeling a little bit more confident about this team. It still is a team that I'm not entirely used to playing as yet. It's a lot more faster and a little bit more hyper offensive than I'm used to, but we're rocking out with it so far. We've had some pretty good matches. I feel like, even though Lando T basically 6-0'd us week 1, it was a good match. We had a very good match against Panther, and we do pick up the win here against LynxForte. So next week we have Crimson Seabad and the Detroit Steelwings. Following that, we have A-Drive and the St. Louis Pardos. 2 very tough matchups, and then we finally get out of this gauntlet that is my first 5 weeks, and we're able to look for some winnable matches. We got some division matches. That division that all of us have to play in my division is just absolutely brutal. It's A-Drive, Panther, Lynx, and Crimson. So, you know, all of us are going through that gauntlet right now. I'm sure all of us are looking forward to getting out of it and finally playing some people in our division. I'm actually, with this win, I am atop the division at 1 and 2 with -2 differential, which, you know, not really something to brag about, but I'm in playoffs right now, so we're going to rock out with it. But again, next week, I do have Crimson Seabad and the Detroit Steelwings. LynxForte, he's a very cool guy. He's actually the one who coined Discount Kyle for me in Kylie's Discord and the P4G. So, a very cool guy. His link will be in the description down below, so please be sure to check him out. But until next time, guys, I am Sleeping Knight 77, and I am going to go to sleep. Good night.